For the last few weeks, we spent all of our time in the back end of the garden. We put in our berry beds and we put in our orchard. We did that because we didn't want to have to build infrastructure right at the gate and then have to drive through it all the time to get to these other areas. So now that that back area is done, we're going to start putting in our flower beds that are closer to the front gate and all of our vegetable beds. So this first project right now, we're going to start with putting in a kind of a similar system to the berry beds. We're going to use 4x6 lumber, and we're going to build a bed right here that's specific to roses. On the other side of this chain link fence will be our bees that are coming in about 2 months, I think. So I want to get some of this infrastructure in now. So today we're going to build and plant out the rose bed here.
I'd run 1,000 miles if I could run with you.
GoPro, stop recording. Holy cow, I'm mic'd up so I can do that from anywhere.
Yeah.
GoPro, stop recording.
And from what I have heard, you do the same thing too. I wanna say forever, we could be good together. Guess mystery loves company. Better too late than never. You know we could do better. So take a chance and run with me. Everywhere we go, we turn to paradise. All I know is that I need you in my life. Let me show you how it feels to roll the dice. You know you want it, just say the word. Everywhere we go, we turn to paradise. All I know is that I need you in my life. Let me
Okay, now we've got these cut. Let's put them in place. We'll dry fit everything and then we'll screw it in. Okay, see how, Emmett, see how I overlapped the joint there? That way I can do a screw here and here. He's not even listening to me. It's typical. My boys are off doing their own thing.
Yeah, we are.
Can't wait for my son to get old and ignore me.
I know it. I know it. Okay, Emmett, did you get that one in place? Does it fit?
show you how it feels to roll the dice. You know you want it, just say the word. Oh, whatever we do it just for fun. You only get so many trips around the sun. I wanna say forever, we could be good together. Guess mystery loves company. Better too late than never. You know we could do better. So take a chance and run with me. Everywhere we go, we turn to paradise. All I know is that I need you in my life. Let me show you how it feels to roll the dice. You know you want it, just say the word. Everywhere we go, we turn to paradise. All I know is that I need you in my life. Let me show you how it feels to roll the dice. You know you want it, just say the word. Everywhere we go, we'll turn to paradise. All I know is that I need you in my life. Let me show you how it feels to roll the dice. You know you want it, just say the word. Everywhere we go, we'll turn to paradise. All I know is that I need you in my life. Let me show you how it feels to roll the dice. You know you want it, just say the word. Oh.
Okay, last week I planted these roses in the wrong spot. Kim bought these for this flower bed that wasn't built yet, and I put these where the blueberries go. So the blueberries will be planted later. Right now I'm gonna plant these. These are the roses. So I'm just gonna space them out. Kim's not here to tell me where to put them. So I will make my own decision and she'll love it. You know what we should do is get the tape measure out of the back of the golf cart. Okay, so 8.5 right here. Okay, we'll start with that. If it's not a good spot for it, we can always move those elsewhere, but I think that'll work good for now. So Miles, let's do this. Come here. Okay, let's dig a hole. This is all that really good new soil, so it's easy to dig in. Look how nice that is. So I think we want to dig a pretty good size hole to make sure the roots can really spread well. And I want to turn it. There we go. Just like that. Let's make sure. These roots are really wide, so that's good. They'll spread. Okay. Just like this. How's that look? Okay. All right. I really enjoy working this dirt. Unlike the natural soil that I have here at my house, which is full of clay and rock and so hard to dig into, this obviously is created from various composts and fertilizers, and it's a pleasure to work in. It's nice and soft and easy. Okay. Now we have one more. I wasn't really a big roses guy. Kind of seemed a little old ladyish to me. It's not a bad thing, but just not kind of what my vibe was. But I will say, when our roses around the pool area last year came in, it just really added this extra accent. I thought it was great. So I'm all for it, as long as we can use it to complement everything else we're doing, which I think is working out pretty well. Anyway, I think this will be a good barrier. Remember, the bees are going to be planted right across this fence on the other side. So, I mean, these roses should get pollinated to death. Maybe not to death, maybe pollinated sufficiently. Okay, done.
Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Look at how much you've already gotten done.
Yes, I have gotten all the irrigation on the orchard to complete. I dug all these trenches just now.
We know.
Then I laid all these lines.
Yeah.
You did it. I helped.
Actually, Stuart
Oh.
and the fellas.
Hey,
did a good job.
Francisco.
Yeah. I only done all these pipes.
the one to do all the job.
Yeah?
So we
'Cause-
built this bed, and we still want to paint it.
right.
But I didn't want to wait for that. I wanted to get the dirt in and retransplant the
Roses.
So can we
Nice.
get more of these?
Yeah, we can get more,
Well, you
and
can get
I
more
also
today, like
wanted to get
1, 2, 3,
climbing
4.
roses for
Oh, okay.
the. But last week you were mad at me for even buying
I
them.
was not mad.
So
And-
mad.
And you bought them and then told me. So how would I have known? So anyway, if you wanted to go today and get more, you could get more. We could plant them right now. Right now, these guys are running the line so we can put irrigation in this bed.
Okay.
It'll be a separate zone for that.
Yeah, I think having the white roses and then having climbing roses that go up the
I
fence.
just spaced these evenly,
Okay.
but we can move them still if we need to.
Yeah.
So if you want to get more stuff, today'd be a good day to put that in.
Okay.
So now that this is complete, we're gonna line out all of our rows,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna start bringing in the rows to make furrows.
Awesome. So you got all that dirt delivered, so we can make the furrows here.
Gosh, I hope it's enough. I purchased 20 yards of that soil so far.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be close.
My voice. You would
Well,
think
your
I'm
makeup looks great, like you're all ready to grab a shovel and jump in.
Yeah. It does look nice, doesn't it?
I had
Ooh,
all the
look at that
boys-
glow.
I had all the boys move everything into that area to stage it so we can clean this up and have room to work.
Yeah.
Now we're getting the black hose irrigation lines in. As you can see, we're bringing it down each column from our stub on the 3/4 inch PVC pipe. Now I have all of these pathways open that I can drive my tractor in. We can bring in wood chips, which we're going to do after this project is finished. And we are mitigating the potential for breaking these hoses. I don't want to drive over them because, eventually something could have too much pressure and pinch or break a line. So right now we're gonna come to the end of the tree, run them all the way down here like that, and they'll be fine.
You put it Teflon tape in this one? No.
I haven't, but it'd be a good idea. Do you have some?
Not gonna lie, I love it when my job on Saturdays is to go to the garden store and get plants. That's probably the best job of all. All right, so what did we get? So we got more of this Secrets Out star, I think it's a star rose or something. Oh, a hybrid tea rose, just kidding. But it's large and white and good for cutting. And then we got a ton of these climbing roses. So we got 2 of these Eden climbers because I thought those looked really pretty. And then a bunch of the iceberg because that smells so good. All right, let's go.
We're now going to lay sprinkler wire into these trenches, and then we're going to fill these trenches in all the way. Then we're going to lay wood chips out, and that should really be the end of the project for this orchard area. Okay, so let's do that now. Turner, grab this. I like to, when I put sprinkler wire out, I put plenty of slack in the box where it's going to go. That way I have enough slack to really move the wires around as needed. So let's come here, and we're going to go, come here. We're going to go this way. Let's drop the wire in there. I think that's fine, plenty of wire. And then we're going to carefully unroll it, and while I'm doing that, Turner, why don't you make sure that it gets down into the pipes? When we began this project, Kim and I laid out the garden, kind of roughly where we want to put all the rows and all the raised beds. So now we're going to really define it exactly where we want to put everything. So Stuart and I are going to take this walk path and we're going to decide which, how far the edge is supposed to be. We're going to reference it off of this raised bed that we just built like a couple hours ago. And I need to measure, but I think it's 10 feet, a path that we're going to create. That gives us the ability to drive our tractor in so we can bring in material and take out stuff. So we want to make sure that we have that pathway opened up. So we'll measure and stake it first. Then from there, we'll do the other side. Then we'll decide exactly where the rows go. So you ready to get started?
I was born ready to start.
I'm walking down the street on clouds instead of the concrete I'm dancing through. Everything's about to come my way. Nothing can ruin my day. No matter what anyone does or say, I smile at fools. No, I don't care, cause I am on my way up. And I won't stop, I won't slow down. Steady on my feet, I'm gonna rise up. No, I won't stop, it is my time. I know what it's like to be broke. I know what it's like when nothing goes your way. So I'm gonna let myself enjoy the fruit from this lucky day. Yeah, I am on my way up. I won't slow down. Yeah, I am on my way up. I won't slow down.
It's amazing that my boys can drive tractors. It makes my life so much easier. We've got Emmett here bringing wood chips in. Whoa, that does not look good. Hold on. Emmett! Emmett! Okay, Emmett and I talked about this. All the little pine needles and varied colored greens we don't want, so he's gonna go back and dump that. And right now I've got the guys over here spreading it out. So this will help keep weeds down and it'll give kind of a uniform look to this whole orchard area. Should help to keep moisture in. It'll biodegrade down. I think it'll just add nutrients to the soil and just a plethora of benefits. So we'll keep fresh wood chips maybe a couple times a year on it. And we've got Jose in the back. We're now filling the trenches in on top of the pipe. Now that we have all of the sprinkler wire in, we're ready to do that.
Let's just do what
what you want to. Please don't be polite, cause I like your attitude. Let's forget about a curfew, cause all that is stuck in my head is me and you. Both speeding, my heart is racing, but I'm not sure I wanna face it, cause it only does this with you. Our bodies meet, I can feel the tension, move us into the next dimension. Let's just let our bodies be true. We make out for the thrill of it, mess around for the thrill of it. Don't stop now, never let this end. For the thrill of it, we can have it, no regret.
We're ready to put in our irrigation for these berry beds and for these roses. We're going to use this 1/2 inch flexible landscape piping. So we'll demonstrate now, but we're going to run from the end where we brought the irrigation into the flower bed, from one end to the other, just one strand, and then we'll tie it off, and from there I'll show you, we'll pop little holes in here and insert little drip lines, and then we have control to put them exactly where we want. So I'll twist, see how we don't want, okay, let it go. Wait, pull it around the corner, gotta pull it over. Yeah, just like that, hold on. See now, look, watch how I'm twisting it back in place so it stays straight. Okay, a little bit more, one more strand. Okay, that's good. Okay, so what we do is, go ahead and pull that out a little bit. I'm gonna first tighten, it might be easier actually. I'm gonna unscrew this because it's a swivel on the end. Then I have more hand leverage to push in this pipe. So it's a compression fitting, meaning once you get it in, it's in. You really can't get it out. And getting it in is not super easy, but we're gonna keep pushing. We're gonna get it nice and tight, and it'll build a seal around it. Okay, nice and tight. So now that that's on, all we do is screw it back in place. Now I'm not gonna use Teflon tape here. However, if we see that it's dripping very much, we'll come back and add some Teflon tape on the threads. This is gonna be low pressure, I hope. And if there's too much pressure, we're gonna add a pressure reducing valve. Okay, so you gotta help me feed this through so we don't get too much of a mess. Understand? So you hold here, you keep this from really swinging into the plants or making too much of a mess in the dirt. Gotta let it through, bud. Gotta let it through. Okay. That's simple. Ready to add in the little drips. So what I want to do, Turner loves this color. So we're gonna add in, we're gonna move the hose here, and I'm gonna add in drips here, and then about 6 inches away from the plant. Then we're gonna wrap the hose around and come back on this side, and we're gonna have a drip on both sides. And we're not gonna go on top because we want the water to form around the plant, and the roots will then reach for it and have a healthier bush. If you put water just on the top, the roots get easy access to water and they don't grow as strong. So we're gonna start, this little tool has a little cutter, so we can cut this pipe, and a punch. I'll show you why we need that. Turner, pull out one of those bubblers. So step one is I'm gonna create a punch, a hole right there.
It's Stuart's favorite tool.
Okay, did you hear that snap? And there's a hole there, okay? These aren't always super easy, but you've got kind of a barbed end there that you punch into the hole, and then this is the drip, and we have 1 gallon an hour drip. So right now I'm gonna punch that in, just like that. And with these stakes, we'll push them in and we'll hold them in place. Okay, plant number 2. Gonna come in here, can you see that? And we're gonna punch the hole. Push the barb end into the hole. You'll hear it snap into place. Get a stake and we'll hold it in place. Now after we get the whole thing in place, we can come back and cover the pipe, kind of buried a little bit, so it's not so exposed. But also the plants, when they grow, will hide it. Okay, let's move down. Just like that. So Turner, we have like 50 of these to do. Really more than that, because we're going to go on each side. What do you think about that? Look how fast it's going. Okay, 2 more, and then we got a special project with that rose bush. Not that strawberry bush, that rose bush. Oops, this one right there. Okay. I have to be more careful with my stakes. I might not have enough. Okay, 1 more for this side. We're at the end of this berry bed, and we want to tap in to this line so we can get water here to this new rose plant that we have. So my plan is, I was thinking maybe about right here, I'm going to insert a T, and then we can continue the line this way for the other side of these berries. And then the T here can go directly into that pipe. So what I'm going to do is cut this about right here. And I'll start with inserting this first end, just like that, very simple. Okay, and then this is going to be longer than I need, so I can cut it, but for right now, just so I can get it in there. Okay, so we have our T in there, and here I have a hole that I drilled through. I'm going to dig down to it. And now I have irrigation into the pot. What I wish I had was a 90 degree and a 90 degree. So I'm going to redo this later, but just for sake of having water to the plant, we're going to leave that for now. Okay, so next we're going to get more line, tap into here, and go the other way and get bubblers on there.
We come alive in the nighttime. Something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes, it tells me that you want me and all my loving. We come alive in the nighttime. You and I, we come alive. We come alive. We come alive. What's your weakness? What's your type? Somehow I wanna know all about you.
We're finished putting in all the irrigation drip lines, and I think it turned out pretty good. We're going to bury this, but I want to first test it, make sure that there's no leaks or there's no problems. Maybe we need to make some adjustments. But after we do that, we'll lightly put some dirt over the hose and camouflage it more, because I don't want to see it. I just want it to be there working. But this turned out good. And these roses that Kim found, they're going to be amazing. Look how cool that looks. Hey, Maz, did you see this?
What?
Mom got these barrels and we put roses in them.
Yeah.
It's going to be really awesome at the front of these flower beds. Okay, let's go turn the system on. Keep our fingers crossed. Okay. Fantastic. We're starting to get water. Look at that. perfection. Drip irrigation. All the lines are still pressurizing. That's exactly what we wanted. So I'll go confirm exactly how much water we need to have come out for these specific berries, and we'll adjust the time accordingly. Is that an hour a day? Is that half hour a day? I will let you know.
So this is the Red Heritage raspberry bed, and then in front of it we're going to put the Ozark Beauty strawberries in these barrels. And then this is the blueberry patch, and then in front of this we're going to put this white Carolina. Now I thought I got 3 packets, so Jason's going up to look where my third one could be. And then in front of the golden raspberry bed, we're gonna do this quinault strawberry. So anyways, we'll see. I don't know. I think it could be really pretty to have these barrels just like blooming with strawberries and feeling really lush, and then the berries in the back going crazy. So that's my dream. We'll see how it comes together.
Okay, I removed the roses from these pots, and because they weren't supposed to go here, now I have strawberries. So we're gonna plant the strawberries, oops, in here. So I'm opening these packages we got from Green Acres, and just want to carefully, so maybe it's one plant. There's just one plant in there. So I'm just opening it up a little bit. I'm being very, very careful with it. Trying to determine, okay, root side. Interesting. Okay, so this is the second plant. I'm going to dump out the good soil out of the bag. Let's get the third one open, then we'll place them. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3. So maybe we place them like that. I think that would work. Okay, so it looks like root ball down. I'm going to dig. This ground is so soft, this new soil we got, that I can just simply do it by hand. And that's simple. Okay, actually I wish I did have a little shovel. I need to go find one, but we're fine right there. Now this one, okay, roots down there. This is big. Let's make sure we get a good deep cavity for it. There we go. Okay, that's simple. Okay, now we're ready to put in the back line from the fence to begin our rows, our furrows of vegetables and flowers. So the question is, what's the distance that we want for our walk path? Is it 4 feet? Is it 5 feet from the fence? We have a lot of space out here, so I don't want to be so crammed, and I want to be able to walk or drive around all parts of these beds so we can get wheelbarrows in and whatever access. Okay, this is 4 feet. It looks like it's probably enough, but if I went 5 feet, so if I go 5 feet, that's right here. That feels pretty nice and open. I think we're going to have plenty of space here. Because it's angled, this line will be straight. This line is angled. This will be the shortest bed, and then they'll get a little bit longer all the way down. But we have lots of space. And worst case scenario, we can come back in a foot later, right? So we're good. We're going to go 5 feet. Okay, so 5 feet. Give me a rebar stake. We're gonna do rows, furrows of 3 feet wide, and then we'll have a walk path in between them of 4 feet. I'm gonna use rebar to stake that out. I think I'm just gonna do one side. I'll go 3 feet to signify that row, then 4 feet out to signify the walkway, and I'll keep going down. I think there's 7 to 9 rows we can get in this space. we'll see as I'm going on. Once I get this rebar in, I'll run the string to the fence instead of having to do more rebar. And I can just measure that way one at a time. So should work.
Tonight we're running on the right track. I know we never gonna look back. Oh, I just wanna have a good time. Call me whatever, 'cause I'm up for anything like that. Oh no, we don't wanna do slow-mo, so tonight we just let go. To the beat in the streets, every freak out singing like, party like, freaking out. To the beat, yeah, we freak out singing like, party like, freaking out. To the beat, yeah, we freak out singing like. Where's the fun in doing what you're told? But I don't mind even though I lose control. Oh, I just wanna have a good time, so call me whenever, 'cause a night like this, it never gets old. Oh no, we don't wanna do slow-mo, so tonight we just let go. To the beat in the streets, every freak out singing like, party like, freaking out. To the beat, yeah, we freak out singing like, party like, freaking out. To the beat, yeah, we freak out singing like. So baby, come and take my hand tonight, and know that everything will be alright when we dance and we fall and we don't care.
We brought back lunch for the boys and Jason. Everyone loves a good in and out. Ooh, look at the lines for the furrows. Exciting. Look what you guys did already. Here you go.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. I got a lot of roses.
All the string is up now. So this again indicates the 3-foot furrow area, which is like this first row. And then a 4-foot space for walking and for access. It turns out that we have 7 rows, and the farther back we go, the longer they get because of the angle. So this is the end. This will be the 7th row here. And we have this open area that is here by design. We're going to use this for a pumpkin patch, watermelons, and Kim made a comment about even putting corn right here. I don't know about that. We'll see. So this is, you know, I need 2 tractors. I've got Emmett on one, and he's moving wood chips right now. I need one for all the soil we're going to bring in to make these furrows. I need 3 tractors because Turner can drive one. We could get so much work done. I'm going to convince Kim. There she is right now. Everyone agrees we need 2 more tractors.
Yeah.
3 would be perfect.
But every boy needs a tractor.
Think of all the work we'll get done.
I think that they would still fight over who's getting the newer tractor, the one that has air conditioning,
Yeah.
has Bluetooth music.
Well, that would be mine. They get the open cab crap. Our next step is to put in all the furrows. I'm going to bring in dirt, and in these 3-foot rows we created, I'm going to use the tractor just to simply dump the dirt, and then I'll do a number of loads here to get all the way across. And it's going to be an experiment. I'm hoping that that's all we need to do. If we can get a good mound by doing this and maybe shape it with some of the rakes, that's the plan. Is we're going to do that as mounds, and then we can plant on the top of it and then put irrigation around the sides so that the roots have to reach down to the water. But we'll get into that later. So let's get to it. We'll see how that works out.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for.